and welcome back to another Star Wars lore video. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down a Mon Calamari Star Cruiser from Star Wars Legends that I found was a very good ship. In this ship, it is called the MC-104. Now, do not confuse this with the MC-140 because I'm going to cover this in a later video if you guys want to see that. The MC-104 was a very thin, dagger-like Mon Calamari Star Cruiser that came after the MC-90 in the New Republic era. It was essentially the New Republic version of the Executor class Super Star Destroyer. Although it was smaller than the Executor, the ship could hold its own against ships such as the Bellator or the Assertor or other small ships similar to that. However, if it was faced with something like an Executor or the Eclipse or the Sovereign, certainly it would certainly be destroyed. But it's not to discount it, though. The ship was, due to its thin and smaller size, along with stronger Mon Calamari engines and shielding, along with the weapons as well, this ship was fast and could turn very well and could bring all of its firepower into a single firing arc. Along with its point defense weapons means that ships such as TIE fighters couldn't get past its armor and would be destroyed by the cannons, whereas Star Destroyers would be hopelessly outgunned. The ship was very well designed, and it had the thin target for the most part. It was a large ship, but it had a relatively thin target for the size, which meant that enemy ships would have a difficulty firing on it if they were from a distance. Say the Death Star or the Eclipse was trying to target the ship, it would be moving and be too thin to target easily unless you were in close range. The MC-104 was definitely a very well designed ship, and it looks very, very cool. But it did have some drawbacks. It was very expensive to produce. It was much more expensive than the MC-90, and even more so than the MC-90. It had a massive focus on weapons. Its carrying capacity was diminished, although it did carry more advanced fighters than its predecessor, the MC-80 Home 1 type. It carried fighters such as the E-Wing and the K-Wing, as well as the X-87 Twin Tail, I think it's called. The X-83 Twin Tail. Sorry, X-83 Twin Tail. The X-83 Twin Tail. These ships were all very powerful and often had to fight against advanced fighters such as the TIE Predator. But that's not what this video is about. As I said before, the ship is roughly comparable to an Executor class SSD in overall design. The sort of dagger-like shape and the fact that it was used as a command or flagship. Of course, it was completely outshone by the Viscount class Star Defender and the MC-104 in terms of destructive firepower, although the Viscount was too large to mass produce and the MC-104 had other flaws. In my opinion, the MC-104 is the best all-around Mon Calamari capital ship. For one, it was not as expensive as the Viscount. It was more well designed than the MC-140. Do not get the two confused. MC-104 and MC-140, do not get them confused, is more well designed than the MC-140 and is more powerful than the MC-90. So it's in the mid-range of the next generation of Mon Calamari capital ships, along with its overall good carrying capacity, its thin shape but lots of firepower, excellent shielding, good engines. It was a very powerful ship. And like I said, it couldn't hold up in a direct fight against the larger Super Star Destroyers, but that's a small price to pay considering Super Star Destroyers were so rare after the fall of the Empire, except the ones captured by the New Republic and later the Galactic Alliance, of course. But that's all for this video. If you guys enjoyed this and you agree with me that the MC-104 is way too underrated or not even talked about at all, leave it in the comments. And if you have any other ships you want me to review or talk about, leave those in the comments as well. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, bye.